Watch how this clan architecture become a forgotten word in the sky. In this video, we are checking out 5 Blender add-ons that will upgrade your workflow instantly.
Ivy Generator. You can get this add-on from Blender marketplaces. Using it is very simple. Just select the mesh you want, click Import, and then paint directly on the surface. Everything is customizable, such as leaves, flowers, and branches. If you reduce the sub-branches, you'll notice the ivy follows exactly the stroke you paint on the model. You can also create collections and assign them to the generator, so ivy can grow between those objects as well. This generator includes multiple ivy types, and you can add different variations to your models if you want. Let's test it by covering this historical structure with ivy. As you can see, it works beautifully. Also, the ivy includes built-in animation, which plays when you hit play. Renom Flow. This add-on allows you to turn a simple mesh into a complex model or structure. You just need a bit of creativity. To use it, first select your mesh and go into edit mode. Select the polygons you want, then press Shift+Q to open the Renom Flow panel. The first tool is the Renom Flow panel, which creates panel-like shapes on the surface of your mesh. It's fully customizable. You can control the size, amount, thickness, and how much they extrude, all with random variation. As you can see, everything can be adjusted. Now, let's add cables to these new panels using the Renom Flow cable tool. Next, we'll take a simple cylinder and try to create a model similar to the example shown in the add-on showcase. If you notice deformation after adding tubes or subdivisions, it's because you need to apply the scale of the panels. Once you apply the scale, everything will behave correctly. Kaboom! This add-on is used for simulating explosions and destruction. And as you can see, it can create different kinds of fracture effects. Let's test it ourselves. First, enable the add-on. On the right side, press Tab Fracture to open its menu. We'll start with a simple setup, a plane for the ground, and a box as a wall. Select the box and click Fracture. The default value is around 400 pieces, but you can enter any amount you want. The next option is Blaster, which simulates an explosion from its position using the settings you give it. The controls below, it adjusts the blast radius, the direction of the force, and the rotation of the fragments. To animate the blaster, we simply move it and set keyframes using the I key. Then we press Blast to perform the simulation. We can also enable rigid body on the ground, so it reacts correctly during the simulation. As you can see, changing the values affects how strong the explosion is. We can also add other objects to the scene and simulate those too. Once we're happy with the result, we need to bake the animation. And to make the scene more visually interesting, we can add debris from the FX menu, and all of its settings are adjustable as well. Now we get to the most unusual add-on, which is called Arbara. This add-on provides a set of tools that allow us to create unique natural environments and scenes. After installing the add-on, when you open the Spawn Assets panel, you'll see a large number of available assets. For example, if we spawn this tree, you'll notice that besides shape controls, you can also switch it to fall or winter variations, including adding snow on top, which is really interesting. The add-on also includes several generators. One of them is an ivy generator, which can grow ivy on any mesh using adjustable settings. Another one is the vine generator, which allows you to draw and control climbing plants directly in the scene. There's also a giant procedural vine generator, which can create large, stylized vine structures. There's a snow generator as well, which lets you fully control how snow forms on objects. And it also includes a procedural scatter tool for placing plants or assets across surfaces. For a quick test, we'll try to create something similar to the Add-ons promotional poster. So first, we need a rock, which is included in the add-on. Then we add a giant vine and shape it roughly. This is only a test, so we won't spend too much time on it. Next, we want to scatter plants over the surface, so we import a plant and add it to the emitters list. As you can see, it scatters everywhere, but we don't want that. So we'll use weight paint to control where the plants appear. Finally, we'll use the vine generator to grow smaller vines across the surface as well. The last add-on is Tier Painter, which lets you create realistic fabric tears and frayed edges. This one is provided as an asset pack, so you need to add it to Blender using the patch file. Once it's installed, you can access everything from the asset browser. You can apply these tier effects to any model, even something like a sphere, but first, you need to create a weight paint group. Once the vertex group is assigned, the tier patterns will be applied to that specific area. Finally, we'll test it on the demo model. As you can see, by creating multiple vertex groups, we can generate different types of tears and fray details wherever we want.